Masechet Menahot Daf Lamed Vav Amud Aleph. Two lines before the lines get big. Tanur Rabbanan. Tefillin regarding tefillin that you put on before the wrong time, before the time started, rather. Me'ema time berecha. When can you start saying the berecha? Mishat hanahan. Do we say from once you're able to put it on? Okay, so what does that mean? Hayam mashkim. Let's say the derech. Say someone's going out early. Woke up at 2 o'clock to go on the road. You're scared of maybe losing it. Minihan, you can put it on immediately while it's still nighttime. Yes, when the time arrives, you could just move it around to like reactivate it and then you make the beracha. When can you, until how long can you wear tefillin? Until sunset. Yaakov Merak says, until nobody is left in the market. V'hamim say, until people go to sleep. A little later than that. Modim Hachamim would agree. Rabbi Yaakov with Rabbi Akiva Tanna Kamashim Halatan said that he said if we removed it to go to the bathroom or the Knesset Lebet HaMelech, you go to the bathhouse. V'Shagah Ahmad and sunset already happened. Shuv Ina Chazer Necham, and you can't re-put them on, even though technically we allow you to leave it on till, let's say, closer to nighttime. But once it's sunset and you take it off for a certain reason, you can't put it on. Amar Nachman Alachak Rabbi Yaakov Alachaz Rabbi Yaakov. V'Hisda Barababa Rabhana Masle Behum Be'orta. Hizda Rabba Huna would pray with the tefillin in the evening. Ikdam the version Elachak Rabbi Yaakov, simply the Halachaz Naik Rabbi Yaakov, whether they have to be done at nighttime. Baharav Hizda Rabba Huna Masle Be'orta. 1 second, what of the story you just told me that they prayed with it at nighttime? The Gemara says, Hahu Pliga. They argue. Okay, we have Rabba Huna Achi. Can I possibly say that you can wear tefillin into nighttime? If you're in Ben Fashal, which is between the unknown situation, whether it's considered nighttime or daytime, you don't need to take off your tefillin. You can't put it back on if you take it off. But if it's definitely nighttime, you have to take it off, seemingly inferring. The Gemara says no. Over there, it's about Erev Shabbat. Over there, you can't leave it on for Shabbat. My kasavar, what is the old? Kasavar lazman tefillin. If you hold 9 times for tefillin, Shabbat nami is not tefillin. So Shabbat also should be considered tefillin. Kasavar Shabbat alav zman tefillin. If you hold Shabbat not tefillin, lila nami not tefillin. 9 times also not for tefillin. Meaning they are interconnected. Because the pasuk that we're going to see that talks about that you can't wear for Shabbat is connected also to the nighttime. So if you can't wear for Shabbat, that means you can't wear for nighttime. If you could wear it for nighttime, you could wear it for Shabbat. Wherever we excluded Shabbat, that's where we excluded nighttime. Day, night. Not night. Yamim, daytime. Not every day. It's excluding Shabbat and Yom Tovs. Basically, Rabbi Akiva says no. The Chok refers to Pesach only. Barav Huna holds that you can do a nighttime. However, he holds that the Isur of putting a nighttime on Shabbat and Chag is from Rabbi Akiva. It says Rabbi Akiva he says the person can wear tefillin and Shabbat Yom Tov. The Gemara of the pasuk says it should be a sign on your hand and in your eyes. This only applies to someone who needs a sign. You don't need Shabbat Yom Tov because Shabbat Yom Tov are considered a sign in themselves, and therefore we do not wear tefillin then. Rabbi Elazar, anyone puts on tefillin after sunset, over ba'aseh is over in a positive commandment. Rabbi Yochanan says, over ba'lav, he goes against a negative commandment. Seemingly, actually, Lima Rabbi Avin Bamar Rabbi Allah completely means a chok over the following thing. The Amar Rabbi Abba Amar Rabbi Hilal Kumakom Shneimar Him Shamer Pen Ve'al. We had as many times in Shas so far, wherever it says you should be careful, or you might not do it, or do not do it. And Allah says referring to a negative commandment. The more Itla Rabbi Avin, Rabbi Yochanan holds Rabbi Avin. That's why it's a negative commandment. But more Rabbi Avin, and Rabbi Elazar holds not. Rabbi Elazar holds him, therefore it's a positive commandment. No, that's not the point of contention. When he holds that whenever it says Hishamar, be careful, on a negative part, that means like it's a negative commandment. If it's a be careful and an aseh, it's considered an aseh or more, but the other Rabbi Yochanan holds no. Hishamar da'aseh nami lav, even if it's a positive commandment, but it says Hishamar, be careful, it's also a lav. Amar Rabbi Allah. If someone wants to put something not to be protected, you can. I'm not even saying from Rashi that Hashach when tefillin one time got dark and you put on tefillin at nighttime. He told him, "Are you putting it on to protect it?" He says, "In yes." But I kind of could tell that that wasn't really his intention. And therefore, Kasavar halacha in Marinkin must be the halacha was that you're able to put on nighttime, but we don't tell people to do it. This happens a lot. Sometimes the halacha is a certain way, but we don't want to tell people because it might be abused or done incorrectly. Amar Abba Bar Huna, Hayab Adam Mashmash B'Tiflin Kosha, a person should keep on touching his tefillin to make sure that he knows where they are and they're in a correct space. Kama Chama Mitzis, we don't come from the sis. Umasish and Ba El Askarahat, even though the sis only has one God's name, Amratuatah says, Vahayal Am Mitzchot Hamil, constantly. Shalom Tasiyah Fatumino, which means you should not lose attention from it. Tiflin Sheyesh Behan Askarat, so Tiflin, which has many mentions of Hashem's name. Had Kama for sure, we should always keep it in mind. Remember, it says, Yadecha in your hand, Zu small first left hand. Atayom small, who says left hand? And it means right hand. Tomorrow the Pasuk says, Af Yadi Asda Eres Vimini Tipecha Shemaim. Remember the Pasuk says, Yadal Leater Tishlachatna Vimna Lahamut Emelim. Remember it says hand, similarly left hand, and therefore then it specifies right hand. Lama Tashiv Yadecha Minecha Mikerev Hakecha. Biose HaChorim Amer, he says no. Matzinu Yamin Shnikra Yad. We see the right hand also called Yad. Shneimar Vayar Yosef Kiyashit Aviv Yad Dimino. Yaakov, when Yosef saw Yaakov, he saw he moved his right hand. It said right hand. The Gemara says V'idach. No, that's not a proof. Yad Yamino Ikri. He called it his right hand. Yad Stam Allah Ikri. But whenever it does not say right hand, just his hand refers to the left. When the says Eno Tzarich, you don't need that past proof. How do the pasuk says Ukshatem Uchatam? You shall tie them on your hand and write them on mezuzot on your doorposts. Maktiva means like you write with your right. Avshem means also tying with your right. Vechem Shabi once you're tying with your right. Halanach Chavsmohi, you're supposed to be putting on your left. If how Harim says Hanachab is small, Manala, I don't know you're supposed to put on your left. Nafkele Hecha, the Nafkele Elbiot, I can do this from Natan, the Ger Shava from writing and tying. Rashi says Miyadacha from the word Yadacha. Steve Behed has a he, Keha, which means the weaker one. Amar means your hand that's with strength, not keha, but koah, strong arm, which is right hand. Amar says mikte behet, doesn't say with a head. It has a head, which means weaker. To the right with the head, too small first to left. Ahimar says no. Yadecha the rabot gidem in teaching you a special halacha that if you have a person who's damaged arm, you still have to put on tefillin for your arm. Today, the says, and if a person has no arm, patur has patur from tefillin. Ahamirim says no. Yadecha derabot gedim, even if you put it on the amputated spots. Timiran, a left-handed person, maniach tefillin, you know, he has to put his hand in his tefillin in his right hand. Shehu small, that's his left hand, which is the weaker hand. By the time it says maniach b'smalo, you put it on his left hand. Shehu small, shehu down, because you go according to the majority of people. Where it says, Amar Baya, when does that have to say you put in the left hand? Bishlet b'shteyatav, a person who's ambidextrous, he does both. If a person can do both, if he does both hands, then he puts on his left hand because that's the go according to majority. But if the person is only a lefty, then he puts it on his right hand.